Okay, so in this video, we're going to go through the easiest way to launch your business to 500 to 1,000 qualified quality leads. And we're going to do this without using paid ads. So if you want to launch your business, one of the main things you need to learn is mastering traffic. The traditional ways of launching a business is through things like paid ads, but it's not without its risks. I remember trying to use Facebook ads once. This was to launch a business. I created my ad, got disapproved. I appealed it, someone reviewed it, and they actually said to me they don't understand why it got rejected, and I just needed to turn the ad back on and I'd be getting traffic. So I did, and then my account got banned. I spoke to the very same person who previously reviewed my account, and the only thing they would then say is I violated their ads, even though this was the same person who said that I just needed to turn it back on and everything would be fine. No matter what I tried, what I said, what I tried to explain, that it was them who told me to turn it on and not from my ignorance. They literally just said, no, I validated their ad policy and the ad accounts have never been turned back on. And that was a good few years ago. So understand that ad pricing is not the only concern to be worried about. Your ad account can get closed for absolutely no reason, and that's another risk that you're going to be associated with. In fact, a very funny story. If anybody that follows Russell Brunson, co-founder of ClickFunnels, I remember watching one of his videos, and he said that they actually have their own dedicated Facebook guy who works for Facebook, and the ad account, they ran an ad, it got disapproved, and their ad account got closed. And even they turned around and says, I don't know what happened. And I think that to me hit home, just like that's the risks that you run with creating Facebook ads. You really need to know what you're doing in order to. It doesn't mean to say that you'll never get banned. At the end of the day, there are always risks, but anybody who's worth their salt will know how to avoid these kind of things. And even if you do come up against these things, then they'll know how to deal with them because that's what their expertise is. So understand that it's not without it risks. Your ad account can get closed for absolutely no reason, as it did with me. And this is just the reality of using paid ads. No matter what platform, it's always the risk. Okay. And this is why I don't recommend launching using paid ads. In order to have a successful launch, though, here is a launch checklist and timeline. So phase one, this is literally first week, positioning an offer. Okay, so pick one clear audience, one clear outcome. Avoid the I help everyone with marketing. Okay, so we need to get really granular. So coaches who need consistent leads, course creators struggling to sell, local service businesses wanting to book calls, beginners wanting their first online offer. These are some of the examples that you can use, but it's literally I help a specific audience get a specific result with outcome and pain point, and then I will add one part I forgot to add on top of that is using my method. So that's the part to add on top of it, and I'll edit that when I redo this. So I help course creators generate pre-qualified leads without using paid ads, using my ACEs method is basically what I would use here. So create a simple high value core offer, and this start with one flagship offer, not many. You want to start with one. So few recommended launch times. So again, which one do you want to do? So done with you lead gen system, launch strategy and setup, funnel and email build, virtual event, masterclass launch. So some of these some of these are launch offer types, and then typical price range you'll be looking at £500 to £1,000 for a starter, £1,500 to £3,000 for a core offer, and then £5,000 or more for a premium offer. And then the offer stack would be the core service itself, giving them a clear outcome. Timeline would be something like 30, 60, 90 days. And what is a guarantee or risk reversal? So remember, you've got to be careful with the wording, okay? Because you can't imply that there are going to be guaranteed results, that they're going to get exactly what they paid for. At the end of the day, there are certain things we're not allowed to say because we can't guarantee stuff that is beyond our control. So step 3, create a strong why you angle. So remember, coming back to the unique mechanism, we need to make sure that we've got the unique mechanism in place. And this is the why you part. But that's only from a why work with me perspective. But this is a case study. So this would be a different one. So you don't need years of case studies, but you can have a simple one. What your framework is, like I just mentioned, your process, your experience helping yourself and others, your speed or simplicity. End of the day, there are plenty of ways to go about this. And then phase 2, so this is the authority and demand building, weeks 2 and 3. So step 4, choose one platform. Don't try to be everything to everyone and everywhere. Okay, so best options: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube if you want. LinkedIn and email is here. But with Instagram is visibility and then going down the DM route. Facebook group is community and trust. LinkedIn, high ticket clients. These are what you would typically what the selling points are. But like I say, each one of them can do its own thing. So it's not these are the strict. This is what you use it for. You can use it for a variety of different methods. So step 5, content that drives leads, not likes. So like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, you want to be driving engagement, not necessarily likes. Okay, so post one content that calls out the pain point, shows the gap in people's knowledge, breaks down some of the false beliefs that they have, and shares your frameworks or framework, whether it's singular or not. And then invite conversation. That is a critical one as well, because you can't post and not expect to get conversation. If you want to get sales, you need to get conversations going. That is where the next step is. So example content prompt. So why most digital marketers struggle to get clients? And then you break it down the reasons, what the steps are and how to do this. The real reason ads don't work for beginners, like I just mentioned. Sometimes you don't do anything wrong and you can still get your ad account banned. So, you know what I mean? So it's how to make sure that this doesn't mean to say it won't happen. It just means to say, how can we make sure or give you every possibility that it won't happen? And then how I'd get my first 10 clients from scratch if I was to start today. And then you end the post with getting people to comment. So comment, plan, and I'll send you the breakdown. So creating that engagement. So you then got the ability to follow up with them afterwards. Step 6, create a lead magnet that pre-sells. Okay, so I see this all the time where people are doing a generic PDFs or they're doing a bait and switch, where it's basically their lead magnet talks about one thing and then they try to sell something else entirely. And you don't want to do that. It has to be congruent to the very reason that they're saying something that they need help with. If you're trying to sell them on YouTube ads and your primary focus is on Facebook ads, it's a massive switch for them. And some people will absolutely say no. And you're setting yourself up for failure doing that. So, you have to make sure it's congruent to the main reason. The lead magnet has to be congruent to the main product itself. So high converting options go down free trainings and masterclasses, workshop replays, a checklist tied to your service. Okay, and there are ways you can get these to interlink as well. And then there's a mini challenge as well. So, it's not limited to this. There are many other options as well. So, I'm not saying it's only these 4. There are many others, but these are just some of the options you can go down. But it's how you do it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. That is the critical part. And then the goal here is to build demand, qualify, and then book calls or generate sales or send them to the training, whichever one it is you're doing. Okay. And then phase 3, launch mechanisms. This should be done on weeks 4 and 5. So pick a simple launch vehicle. You don't necessarily need a huge launch. That would be great, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a massive launch where you've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Okay, so best options are simple, like a live masterclass or a 3-day challenge or strategy call funnel if you want to go down that route. Private beta program. So if you're only just getting started, maybe you've got a beta program that you're selling, you're getting people on. So an example: how to get your first 10 high quality leads in 30 days without ads. Okay, so launch structure. So this is step 8, and this is 5 to 7 days. Okay, so pre-launch, you need to start focusing on teasing the problem. So share proof, share your frameworks, and address the objections that people are naturally going to have in their head. And then in your live event, you teach one core mechanism. So don't think about doing too much. A confused mind always says no. So keep things simple. Show them what happens if they don't fix it, what the problem. They're constantly going to be spinning their heels. They're not going to be able to launch properly, or they're always going to be stagnating, or whatever the deal is. You know better than I will, because you know your business better than I do. Then present your offer as the fast path. It's not necessarily just about fast as well. It's about peace of mind to know that they're going in the right direction. They're going to get the end result, or maybe they'll never get the end result if they don't change things and go with you. And then post event, you need to do follow up emails and follow up DMs. Scarcity and bonuses are great as well. Again, it's how it's used. It's not necessarily what you do, it's how you do it. So DMs, I'm not really an advocate of DMs, but they can work when done right. But it's not about providing little value and slamming people with DMs. If you have genuinely built up a massive amount of value, then DMs, no reason why you can't send a DM, just trying to continue to nurture and build that conversation. But that's the key. It's not about sales, it's about nurturing and developing and understanding objections and doing it right instead of just trying to sell your system. And then 9, sales system. So keep it simple. So it's called the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid, or stupidly simple, as I like to say it. So you've got 2 paths. So this one, it could just be an application and then a call, or it's just a direct checkout. That is obviously, like it says, it's primarily for low ticket products. And then if you're doing a sales call, your structure is simply like diagnosing the problem, showing the cost of inaction, so what they're going to do if they continue to go down the route they're going to instead of yours. Then present your offer as the solution and why that solution is better for them. Remove the risks, overcome the objections they're likely to have in their head. So if you can present the objections you know they're going to have in their head, then they're automatically their barriers are going to be lowered because they're going to feel like you understand them. If they haven't had to tell you and you're having a conversation that they're already having in their head, they will feel so much more connected to you, and then you can close them. And then phase 4 is deliver it and scale. So this is typically around week 6. So this is over delivering and collect proof. So your first 3 to 5 clients are absolute gold. You need to make sure you do whatever you can to make sure they succeed. Track the wins, get the testimonials as quickly as possible, and then turn results into content that will drive more of that wheel. So you get the content into applications or whatever your step is, and then turning that into sales as well. And then 11, turn service into assets. So once the clients come in, you need to document the process, create the service. I can't think what the SOPs are now. But create your SOPs. Build the frameworks, prepare for the future course or program. Okay, this is what sets you up to scale. Things like group programs, courses, membership, live events. But remember, it's a building process. You need to prepare for this and not just think you build it and then that's it. That's all I need to do. And then you've got an optional 30-day fast launch version. If you wanted to go, you can go down the speed version. Personally, it's not a thing I would recommend to start with. If you're just getting started, you would kind of want to go for the long one because efficiency beats speed any day of the week. So focus on efficiency and then you can go for speed. Don't go for speed and then focus on efficiency. So anybody who wants, so if you want help putting these pieces together and help creating a personalized plan for your success, I've got something for you using everything we've been through and give you something to help you take your business to the next level and beyond. Okay, so what you're going to get, first things first, we're going to host your event. Okay, hosting an event like this is super challenging because not only do you have to get the content together, we've got to reach out to speakers, arrange interviews on top of your promotion strategy. The list goes on and on and on. And this is why so many people struggle. Okay, not to mention, if you wanted to do this yourself, you'll be talking about multiple pieces of software connecting with multiple plugins, all working in tandem. Fingers crossed that everything works, nothing goes wrong, which we know happens quite a lot. And this will take a whole team to manage, monitor, and anything else you needed to do. Okay, so I've put this at around $5,000. Okay, but if you wanted to do this yourself, you could easily be paying double that. And there's no guarantees that everything's going to go as swimmingly as it would do if you just used mine. Okay, full event build out. So another time-consuming exercise is going through building out the event. I'm just going to make this really easy for you. I will work with you to put this all together. We will include registrations pages, speaker pages, thank you pages, upsells, downsells, whatever funnel you want to put in place, we will do that. Okay, but just setting up the event alone can easily run into multiple thousands of dollars because of everything that you need. But we're not even focusing on the amount of time it would take for you to do that. Okay, it's time consuming, it's draining. and it just burns people out. Okay, so I'm just going to make this super easy for you, and that is easily worth around $3,000. Okay, virtual event strategy session. Okay, in order to succeed, you need a plan. You need a plan. You need direction. You need to make sure everything's in alignment to give you maximum chance of success, so you become the expert in your field. Okay, and puts you in a prime place to succeed afterwards. Okay, during the strategy session, we're going to go through your entire game plan, what the event is about, who needs to be on it, who you want to attract, etc. Okay, and I've got a 4-step process that's going to get people wanting to work with you. Okay, so that is easily worth $2,000. So offer setup. In order to maximize any potential product, service, or sales, I will build out your offers inside the platform. So again, you can put in whatever funnel you want in place, upsells, downsells, cross sells, you name it, doesn't really matter. But we'll put everything all under one roof, and we will make sure everything works so it's ready to rock. Okay, this offer setup is easily worth $2,000, but you can easily recoup it back when you have the right funnel set up, and that's something else that we will go through as well. Okay, I'll show you how to set up your event funnel to maximize sales, because what we're going to do is go through a framework that is going to allow you to drive a lot more sales to your products with this funnel setup. And we're going to use a simulation software that I've got, and which basically it's going to allow us to look at your numbers, so we know what numbers we need to hit in order to achieve the result we're looking for. And then we'll be able to run through the numbers, say, okay, so this is where whatever those numbers look like. But the fact is, I love looking into numbers anyway. So if certain things are not quite where they should be, we'll put a firm plan of action in place to give you every chance of that happening again next time around. Okay, so the event funnel to maximize sales, easily worth $2,000 to your business. A strategy session to increase the all access pass. This is one of my favorites because I love strategizing with people. But one of the main ways you're going to be able to monetize your event is by selling an all access pass. Okay, this is not as simple as just asking them if they'd like an all access pass, because the fact is, people sign up to your event, they expect the all access pass. They don't want to pay for the all access pass in order to just spend money just as something they expect. So there is a strategy that I found that works. I'm not going to say every time. I can't say every time. Okay. But when you do it right, it works really, really, really well, because you're just tapping into what people need and what people want. Okay. So this strategy, when done right, like I say, drives your market crazy, because it makes them feel like they have to join just to get that. And if any of you know Russell Brunson, you probably heard me mention him a few times on here, then you will see that he says that give them bonuses so good that they just want it just for the bonuses. Okay, and that's what this does. Okay, this bonus alone drive them crazy, make them want the all access pass. But one thing I will quickly add on top of that, because I am a strategist, that's what I love doing. We will tie it in with your high ticket products. So once they tie into your all access pass, they naturally are going to want your high ticket products as well. So on the back end, it just increases the amount of sales you're going to make. Okay. Email templates for everything you're going to need. Okay. The last thing you want to do is get to the point of launching, find something hasn't worked that is going to significantly impact your virtual event. I will go through my checklist to make sure everything is good to go. We'll review everything. I will review everything myself. Make sure that you've got a kick-ass virtual event that is going to catapult your business and status in your marketplace. Okay, so that is easily worth $500. In-house email reminders. Okay, fact is, no one will turn up to your event if you do not remind them. With the greatest of intentions in the world, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow is very much a different story. If you're anything like me, I've got a 4-year-old daughter, and she takes up a lot of my time, as any kid should. But the fact is, I'm in the middle of something, she doesn't care, she just jumps all over me. You can easily get your mind sidetracked, which is why you need the reminders. Okay, so if you don't remind them, they're not going to turn up. It's just, you've got to make sure that it's done. But if it's not set up and it's not firing, or something goes wrong, it's gonna cost your business. And that's why these reminders. So we will get those reminders set up and make sure that they fire every single time. Okay. So that is easily worth $197 to your business. No technical issues. This is one of my favorites, because we know having an online business, things go wrong, technical things happen, and it's so frustrating, especially when something as crucial as this is going to happen. You've got to make sure that everything's working, everything's firing. Now, for that reason, I will use my software to make sure that does not happen. Okay, so we will make sure everything is set up, no technical issues, everything runs ahead smoothly as possible. And even after that, we're going to review. We're going to get a review in place to make sure that your virtual event is as kick-ass as possible, ready to rock and roll. Okay, when your event is all set, we're going to jump on a call, go through everything with you, because it doesn't hurt to get a second opinion. Okay, when somebody is not as close to the business, they can sometimes see things that you can't. That's why having a second opinion is so crucial. Okay, that is going to be easily worth $2,000. One of my favorite strategies is the viral loop strategy. Now, this isn't something that's just stick to this event. This isn't going to be something that you use just one time. You'll be able to use it forever and a day. But it's about using it right, because I see so many people that try to use it, it doesn't work properly, and then their business suffers as a result of it, and then they'll just go, oh, this strategy didn't work. That's not how it works. It's not that it doesn't work, it's that you haven't been able to make it work, because if other people are doing it, it means the strategy works, you've just not been able to get it to work. So we're going to apply this viral loop strategy that's going to allow you to generate a lot more leads for your business. Okay, this is something that can be applied, as I've already said, to anything. So take it with you, with my regards. Now, this is something I wasn't going to add because, I don't know, but I think it's something that it can help you for future reference when putting your offers together. In the starting phases, you might not have a lot of stuff that you can build out and add as bonuses and things like that. So for this reason, this is something that you can add by finding high converting products that you don't have to create yourself. So if you want to leverage your time, then this is perfect for you. So one thing as a business owner, I'm sure you can relate to, is launching a product. It can easily fall flat on its face, which is very frustrating and equally demoralizing. But you'll never have to worry about that again by leveraging someone else's time and resources to validate your offer. More importantly, you don't have to pay them for it, but you can still collect a huge amount of money for it. Okay, so when it's done right, like I said, it's a beautiful thing, but not everyone decides to use this. There are risks. Okay, so we'll go through that, but you know it's not suitable for everyone. But for those people, I don't want to not put this in there just in case you could be one of those. Okay, so use it if you want, but we'll go through it when we have the consultation. Okay. Now that can easily, I put that conservatively as $297. But if you can just you don't need to make a couple of sales in order to make that money back. So that's easily worth its weight when it comes to it. Okay, strategy implementation to increase all access passes. Okay, again, I'm a strategist by heart, and I love psychology. I love trying to understand, what drives people, what makes them tick, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I've come up with something that I find really works well when you getting someone to want to sign up to buy the All Access Pass. They only need this one thing in order to what. I'm trying to be conscious here because I understand that I can't offer you guarantees. Okay? I'm not here to offer you guarantees. I can't do that because I don't know your business. I don't know if you're going to use it right. But the fact is, when you use this right, okay, you really can tap into people's buying emotions. Okay, so this one thing can really drive you, and you can easily make a decent amount of money just on All Access Pass sales. Okay, I can't offer you any guarantees. I'm just saying that is what is possible. Okay, but here's one thing I like to stand by. I like to stand by things. I don't want to offer you something that's only going to take money from your pocket and put it in mine. That's not the way this works. Okay, I want to do something that is going to build your business. Okay, I want to stand behind what I promote, what I advise, and for that reason, I will give you a 500 to 1,000 lead guarantee, or it's free next time. Okay, so analysis done by Medium. This is Medium, not me. Medium. 100 lead generation agencies show that retainer-based pricing and cost per lead pricing are two of the most popular models. And the average cost per lead is around $198. So when you think about it, we would be looking at around $100,000 to $198,000 just on that one thing alone. Okay. But if you struggle to get 500 to 1,000 registrants to your event when we're doing this, I'll jump on a call with you. Only thing I need from you is to make sure that you've followed the process, you've done the work. Okay, I'm not just going to do this for anybody. If you're not doing the work, you're not going to get the results. It's as simple as that. Okay, but if you've followed it and it's not worked out, then I will happily jump on a call with you. We will go through a whole thing to figure out what went wrong, what's not worked, and we'll go again. But this won't cost you a penny, but your business will benefit. Okay, and we'll do that completely free. So that, as I've already said, have to be clear, making sure you're doing everything. Okay, if we go back here, okay, 100,000 to 200,000, I put this conservatively at $19,997. Okay, and then what we're going to do as well, once we've got a home run event that is proven to convert, we're going to turn it evergreen. Okay, because when you finish the event, you're going to want to keep that momentum going, keep driving those leads, driving those sales. And for that reason, we're going to turn it evergreen. I will host it completely free for an entire year. And you can drive as much traffic as you want. The funnel will still be kept in place. So your business will keep ticking over. You'll keep generating sales for the whole year. And then we'll talk about what that looks like afterwards. Okay, so that is easily, well, very conservatively priced at $4,997. Okay, and ongoing support. Okay, we're going to have weekly, monthly calls every single week or every single month. I've done weekly, monthly because I'm not quite sure which way it's going to pan out yet. Again, I don't want to overcommit. So, but I will support you every single step of the way. You will have my email address. You can jump inside the school group. One way or another, I will be here to support you. You can guarantee on that. Okay, and we know that everyone needs support at some time. And the more things you have going on, the more support you're going to need. But for that reason, I'm going to make myself available inside the school, wherever it is you need me. Okay. Now that for the remainder of the year, that's easily worth, I'm going to say 2,000, 3,000. It could be 5,000. I don't know how much support you're going to need, but trust me, it's worth its weight knowing that that's there. And then also as well, this is something, okay, because I'm not going to offer this for everyone. This is not going to be around forever. I'm only going to take a certain amount of people. I'm going to conservatively put it 20 to 30 people. Once those numbers are hit, I'm going to take this down. This will not be available for anybody moving forward. Okay. Any future updates, which means any further releases I have of this particular product, you won't have to pay for. It will just be added on into your account. You won't have to pay for it, but you can benefit from it. Okay. And I've got some good strategies that I'm working on. That again, I don't want to give too much away. I just want to say that I'm working on stuff. I'm always working on stuff, and you will benefit from everything that I add over the course of the next. Well, you'll get it forever. So if you're one of the founding partners, then you won't ever have to pay for it. You'll get this one time, and you'll benefit from it forever and a day. Okay, so the total of this, it's $59,449. Okay, and I've got an unannounced bonus, which is I will do a post-event strategy session to break down your numbers, which obviously is in the analytics. We're going to identify areas to work on, because believe you me, when you see the potential of this, you're going to want to do this again. So I have no doubt we'll be speaking again. And for that reason, that's why you're going to need the ongoing support. Okay. After speaking to thousands of businesses, I identify why people are struggling, what they're struggling with. I've seen the patterns. If things aren't where you want them to be or think you should be, I'll know why. I've seen it time and time and time again. Okay, so without the unannounced bonus, you're still looking at around $60,000 worth of value there. Okay. Typically, we only charge 10% of that. We give 10x the value. So this should be priced at around $6,000. But for today, or not today, but whilst this offer's ongoing, once I've hit 20 to 30 people, this is coming off the market and it will go up to the adequate price. Okay. So it could go to 5,997. I might go to 10,997. It just depends. I don't know. But like I said, right now, 2,997, and you'll never have to pay for any updates again. So next time it gets released, you won't have to pay. You'll get everything that comes with it. So take advantage whilst you can, because believe you me, when it's gone, you don't want to be looking back thinking, I just wish I'd have done that. There's nothing worse than the pain of regret. Okay. They always say that pain weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. Okay. Okay. You've got two options at this point. So number one, join now and start building your business and start making that money. Or two, don't do anything and then spend months, years trying to figure this out like I did, if you don't quit beforehand. But I will even go as far as saying my guarantee is that if you don't get your money back and we don't knock it out of the park, then we'll go again. As long as you've done the work. That is the only thing. I will stand by this. I want to help you get results. Okay? And I want to take your business to the next level, whatever that looks like. But you have to be a person that's going to do the work. If you're not doing the work, you're not going to get the results. In which case, I would rather not work with you. No disrespect. If you're not ready, you're not ready. That's fine. But don't commit to something that you're not going to do the work for. If you're not doing the work, you're never going to get the result. But if you do the work and it hasn't quite worked out, I will jump on a call with you. We will figure out why that is, and then we'll go again. But this time it won't come out of your pocket. It'll come out of mine. We'll go again. We will get that success that you deserve. Okay, so one way or another, I'm going to help a lot of businesses do this, and I'd love you to be one of them. If you don't think this is for you, no harm, no foul. But jump in the group, and I want to be a man of my word. Okay, I am on a mission to help businesses succeed. I see too many businesses fail time and time and time again. I'm seeing it too often, and I want to make a difference. I want to put that right. I want to turn the tide and give people more chance of success. Okay, and I hope you're one of them. So hope to see you on the inside. If not, no worries. But this offer is only going to be limited for a certain amount of time. Once I've hit those numbers, that is it. Taking it down, and then I can't guarantee what the price will be next time. Okay, so maybe it'll be 5,997, maybe it will be 9,997. I don't know. But right now, you can get it for 2,997. So hope to see you on the inside. But either which way, I'm sure I'll catch you on the weekly calls so we can get your business up and running. So even if you decide to do this yourself, you've got everything you need to start knocking it out of the park. And this is something that I always want to stand by, because the way I like to work is I want to give you everything you need to have success. If you want to get bigger, better, faster results, then that's where we need to work together. That's what I want to do. I don't know how much easier I can make this. Okay? I'm literally giving you everything I can in order to give you the maximum chance of having success with this. Okay? I'm going to show you how to get the traffic, how to sell your course before having to build it. If you've done the work, you'll get another try absolutely free if this doesn't knock it out of the park first time round. Okay, so get started now. Let's launch your business, and I hope to see you on the inside and start working to help you with your success. Go to expertcoursecreators.com to get started now.